Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on Maanav Sports Talk. I know this is super late, but I've been very busy this week. But I wanted to come out with a new segment called 5 Minutes with Maanav, where I just talk about the previous week and some of the best matchups that we saw. Kind of like what you see on ESPN, the fastest 3 minutes. But this is my version of it, just talking about the best moments of the previous week. And we're going to be starting off with, cue the music, the Ravens versus Chiefs game that was absolutely incredible. The Chiefs went to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, who are fired up about the chance to finally beat Patrick Mahomes. And boy, did they do it somehow. With Lamar Jackson playing absolutely incredible down the stretch on Sunday night. Even with those two picks, one of them being a pick six, he mounted a comeback down 35-24 going into the fourth quarter. And he beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes for the first time in his NFL career. Using his elusiveness and speed, they crushed that Chiefs defense, and they won by 1 point. Although, be it lucky, they still got it done. Lamar went for it on 4th and 1 to wrap the game up. It was an absolutely incredible Sunday night football game, where Lamar Jackson threw for 239 yards and a touchdown, and rushed for 107 yards and 2 TDs as well. And for the Chiefs, that was an absolute heartbreaker, but Tyrann Mathieu made some great plays, made an instant impact on this team defensively, intercepting Lamar Jackson 2 times, one for a pick six on that opening drive. But the Chiefs just could not stop that Ravens running attack that churned up 251 yards and 3 TDs. Patrick Mahomes put on another show, 343 yards and 3 TDs. Kelsey had a ridiculous 45-yard TD, but they came up just short. But it wasn't because of Mahomes. You know, everybody just jinxed Patrick because they kept showing he was 11-0 in September with a 35-0 TD to interception ratio. Threw his first interception and a loss. Thanks, commentators. And he had them in position with 2 20-yard plays down the field for a game-winning field goal. Then Clyde Edwards-Helaire threw away that win. Mahomes didn't deserve it. Ravens got lucky. And now we're going to be talking about the Texans. I know this is very late. Tyrod Taylor was looking like Deshaun Watson in week 1, and he was a standout of the game. And he looked great in that first half against Cleveland. His former team, 10 out of 11 for 125 yards and a TD, as well as a 15-yard rushing TD. He tied up the game 14-14 at the half. The Texans had a surprising chance to go 2-0. Tyrod Taylor came up slightly hobbling, and he was ruled out, placed on IR for 3 weeks. And the hamstrings just love to hurt Houston, don't they? And how about those Cowboys? Dak Prescott led the Cowboys to a Week 2 win, their first win of the NFL season, 20-17 over the LA Chargers in SoFi. Dak Prescott was pinpoint in that victory, 23 out of 27 for 201 yards. He did have a pick as well, but it was expected to be a high-scoring game. But the Cowboys used that rushing game really well. 198 yards on the ground, 109 from Tony Pollard. The Cowboys should honestly just trade Ezekiel Elliott and let Tony Pollard do his thing. 71 rushing yards from Ezekiel Elliott, both had a TD. Both defenses played really great, forced field goals, over 400 yards of offense on both teams. Herbert had 340 yards, but he had 2 interceptions. That defense has been playing amazing. Dan Quinn has made this Cowboys unit pretty solid, that they can force takeaways. And then Micah Parsons, that rookie, just played incredible from Penn State. He's a great player. He got instant pressure on Herbert with a sack and 4 pressures. And then Greg the Leg is back in Dallas with a 56-yard game-winning field goal. Unbelievable final seconds. Some clock issues by the Cowboys, but they get it done. Very questionable final calls, but it doesn't matter. Cowboys get the win. And how about those Raiders? Those Raiders, they get a huge win. Go 2-0 on the season, beat the Steelers. Derek Carr with an impressive Week 2 performance, beating the Ravens and Steelers. Threw for 382 yards and 2 TDs. That defense of the Raiders has improved as well. The Steelers, their offense is just a huge problem. And what was probably the game of the week last week, the second game of the week last week, the Tennessee Titans made an incredible comeback last week to take a big Week 2 win, down 24-9 at the half in Seattle. Russell Wilson was absolutely destroying that defense. Wilson to Tyler Lockett was deadly once again. Wilson had 343 yards and 2 TDs, but King Henry emerged in the second half, broke it loose in the second half for 182 yards and 3 TDs for the Titans. Win in overtime. Tennessee Titans, they get it done. Game-winning field goal in OT by Bullock. And finally, the highest scoring game of the week, incredible finish. Kyler Murray has been just MVP level right now. Incredible throws on the run, pass for 400 yards and 3 TDs, 1 rushing. DeAndre Hopkins balled. This Cardinals offense is insane. And the breakout of Rondale Moore as well. The Vikings put up a great performance as well with Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins, but the Vikings should have honestly won. But Greg Joseph and the Vikings continue to be haunted by field goals as they lose a game-winning field goal 37 yards out, and the Cardinals survive one. That was my Week 5 quick recap in 5 minutes with Maanav. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video.